with the 5th day of our DT Sarthi live practice batch, and today we are doing second class for the residential status. Anyone starting the class now, which should surely after the class complete at least yesterday's video where I have made you write some booster notes how to remember very quickly the residential status gist of individual. Just the individual's residential status we have done yesterday. Today we will do residential status of all the other SSCs and some past exam questions, especially deemed resident and all which are repeatedly asked. Okay, right. The pre-booster session every day we are doing today, just repeat the belly breathing in that. I'm not taking it, you repeat it, it works wonderful. Because that's the only thing to relax all our anger, anxiety, emotions, and that is by breathing. Okay, right? So please do that. At least twice in a day after the class, after your lunch, 30 minutes के बाद lunch के बाद तुरंत नहीं, or before you go to sleep, just do deep breathing from your chest till belly, fill up, fill up, fill up. Hold for 1 or 2 seconds and again slowly breathe out from the chest, emptying your chest first and then your stomach. Do this at least 6 to 7 times with full focus on your breath and you will see amazing difference. That's the pre-booster today. One thing, I want to take up the residential status second class, but always it is that we revise yesterday's class because yesterday I have taken into 2 parts. First, you decide the residential status of an SSC, and then I said, okay, if he is resident, this is taxable. If he is non-resident, this. So now combined problems I'll show you. What they have asked in the past exam and more chances of repeating same kind of problem. For 6 to 8 marks, they will ask you decide the residential status also and then solve the question answers also. I mean to calculate the income. One question may he combine both the things. So for that, directly I'm taking you to the notes, what we have written yesterday. We will revise what notes we have written and yeah, 1 second. Then we will do the residential status of other assets. Were you able to do the homework even if you're watching it as recording? Make sure you please communicate with me that you were able to do the homework or not. Okay. These are question answers, notes we have written it here. See. Residential status of a person we need to decide every year to decide that whether income of that person, particular income, is going to be taxable or not. Okay? So every year we need to decide the residential status. Based on the residential status, we will calculate which income is going to be taxable in India. Okay? So for that, for individual, any one of the basic conditions, we have done all this very thoroughly, but just like the song, it should go on in your mind. And now it's not that we are learning the concept. It's done yesterday. We are in the practice mode and in the speed mode. But if a 6 marks question, you just can't conclude in your mind and write down, okay, Charlie is the resident and ordinary resident. No, you have to write this. That's why I'm explaining it again. So take it as a revision very fast. Any one of the basic conditions should be satisfied for a person to be resident and ordinary resident. First one, he should be present in India for 182 days or more in the financial year 24-25. Or he should be present in India for 60 days or more in the financial year 24-25 and 365 days or more in the last financial years, last 4 financial years, which I have written it here. Yes, either 182 days or more you are in India for the financial year or 60 days or more and 365 days or more in the preceding 4 years. Okay, so any one of the basic condition is satisfied. Okay, when I say 182 days or 365 days in the 4 years, these are not the days which are like continuous. You can come in India, go, come in India in the last 4 years. The day the SSC comes to India is counted, the day he leaves India is counted, right? So continuous days is not necessary. If one of the basic condition is satisfied, he is said to be resident. None of the basic conditions satisfied, he is said to be non-resident. Now, once a person is resident, additional condition both should be satisfied for resident and ordinary resident. What are the two additional conditions? Listen carefully. The basic conditions are for financial year 24-25. The additional conditions are for PPYs, preceding previous years. The first additional condition says, out of the last 10 preceding previous years, any 2 years he should be resident in India, not present in India, resident in India in 2 out of the last 10 preceding previous years, ending on 31st March 24. And this time it's and. So both the additional conditions should be satisfied. He should be in India for 730 days or more in the last 7 years. Is this clear to all of you? Right? Okay. So now, individual, any one of the basic conditions satisfied is said to be resident. Both additional conditions satisfied, then resident and ordinary resident. Basic condition satisfied, additional condition none satisfied. कुछ भी satisfy नहीं हो रहा है. Resident but not ordinary resident. And basic condition only none satisfied. Neither you are in India for 182 days or more, nor 60 days, then non-resident. Once you give the label, the tagline that SSC is non-resident or RNOR or RNOR, based on that we will decide which income is going to be taxable. Now the most important part, I want all of you to put a star mark here, Kit Kat, sab khila do. The next two things are repeatedly asked in exam. Exception to the rule that second basic condition is not applicable. What is the second basic condition, beta? 60 days is not applicable. Yeah? So second basic condition is not applicable. 60 days and 365 days. But 182 days or more is applicable. Okay? Right. Now, what are the cases where you will be resident only if you exceed the first condition? A person leaving India for employment or business purpose. Okay, when a person is leaving India for employment or business purpose, he should be resident only if he stays in India for 182 days or more. You know that condition will not come, second one. A person leaving as a member of crew, as per the continuous discharge certificate in a ship, you know, when the ship crew members are leaving, they need to sign the date they leave. The day they come back, they need to sign. So according to the continuous discharge certificate register, they'll come to know how many days they are in India. So person leaving India, 60 days condition not done. Person leaving as a member of crew, 60 days. Third one, super duper important. A person of Indian origin staying abroad, Indian origin. You know what is Indian origin? He is born in India, or his parents or any of his grandparents are born in undivided India, right? A person of Indian origin staying abroad, coming to visit India. Okay. Then for him, second basic condition to nahi hai, 60 days wala, but 182 days and above is reduced to 120 days. If he is in India for 120 days or more, and in the last 4 years, 365 days or more, and his total income other than foreign sources, means the total income in India is above 15 lakhs. If all the three conditions are satisfied, this person is treated as resident but not. Ma'am, shall we check the additional conditions? No. See, if you are there in India for 182 days and more, so the routine only you will become resident. Less than 182 days, Indian origin, staying abroad, coming to visit, in Hyderabad, I'm from Hyderabad. So it is like a hub for NRIs. So many NRIs who work abroad come to visit India. So they can stay here in India without attracting the residential status for how many days? 181 days. Huh. But if they have stayed for more than 120 days to 181 days, and in the 4 years more than 365 days, and the total income exceeds 15 lakhs. In all these cases, he will be treated as resident but not ordinary resident. Okay? So related to this, we have done questions also. And yeah, anyone is having any doubt here, please ask. पूछो कुछ डाउट है तो yeah, any doubt you have, you can unmute or you can use chat box. One more thing I have covered yesterday which I want to revise, that is the deemed resident concept. Super concept, and this compiler is prepared in such a way, one concept, one question, one concept, one question. So now let us see here. What is it? Deemed resident concept, section 6(1)(a). This all I have covered with the notes written. Problems we have done in class, homework we have discussed. Anyone is having any doubt in the homework, don't wait till the next class. Click the picture and send me. Chalo, we'll take up the concept of deemed resident. Section 6(1)(a). Section 6(1)(a). Theory question is asked. An individual who is an Indian citizen, not an Indian origin, Indian citizen, having total income other than foreign sources in India above 15 lakhs, and he is not paying tax in any other country. It's like, jiska koi nahi hai, uska khuda hai. So what is the logic? Oh, you are earning more than 15 lakhs in India and you're not paying tax in any other countries. Okay, become a deemed or assumed resident in India. Pay the tax as resident and not ordinary resident. See, for him, no need at all. See, for him, again I am repeating, no need to check the number of days, ma'am. 120 days, 181 days, को कुछ देखने की जरूरत नहीं है. You are having more than 15 lakhs income in India, yes. You are not paying tax anywhere else in the world. And here 15 lakhs means you are coming in 30%. Please welcome, pay the tax. You are said to be deemed resident. Okay? No need to check the additional conditions. Related to that, immediately we have taken the problem yesterday. Now, once we know the residential status, yesterday I have explained you in detail what is received, deemed to received and all, so that you can revise from the notes below the table. But अब ये table हम learn करते हैं. If you ask me, what's the pumping heart in the residential status, then this thing. Income, if it is directly received in India, may be accrued anywhere. My father is a doctor in London hospital, but if hospital is paying him salary directly in India, not received in London and then remitted. Remittances are not taxable. These 2 points yesterday I have explained in detail. If you have missed the class, mark it, very important. Past untaxed profit. That's the point where students do mistake in the final exam. If income is received in India, yes means taxable for all. If income is deemed to be received in India, like TDS, PF, I'll pay you 100 rupees salary, then I'll deduct 12 rupees and put in PF, and I'll give you 88. Still, how much is your gross salary income? 100. So, income received in India, deemed to receive. Income accrued in India. Say the property seller is in France and property buyer is in Sri Lanka, but the property is located in Mumbai. So, where the property income is accruing India. Say it's an Indian company giving dividend to someone in Sweden, in Norway. But dividend kahan se mil raha hai? Indian company. So if the income is accruing in India, irrespective of your resident or non-resident, you have to pay the tax. Next is income deemed to be received in India. Now this is the one thing I have got the feedback that always your revisions and repetitions are helpful. When you enroll for these classes, it's not that I'm taking responsibility. मैंने समझा दिया, अब जब पढ़ना है पढ़ लेना. Last 20 minutes, what we are doing is learning, right? So hope it is clear to all of you. Income deemed to be received. So income received, income deemed to receive. Income accrued, income deemed to accrue. You know, you get salary anywhere in the world. Ekta Tiger, Salman Khan got salary and he was the secret agent of Indian government working abroad somewhere, right? But then he was getting salary from government of India. So income may be received and accrued deemed to accrue and arise in India, whether received in India or elsewhere. When we will say that income will be assumed to accrue in India, when the salary is given by government of India, kahin bhi world mein you are an embassy. So once again, I want to repeat, received in India, deemed to receive, accrued, deemed to receive. These 4 cases, it will be yes, yes. Now, 5th case, crucial. Income received outside India, accrued outside India, from a business which is controlled outside India. From a business which is controlled from India. Yes and yes. इसके लिए तो no. Non-resident, I want all of you to do a vertical circle like this, over and out. See, non-resident is saying, I am not a resident of India. Whatever I receive, deemed to receive, accrue, deemed to accrue, I'll pay the tax. I call Mr. David from USA to do some technical work in Hyderabad. He comes, does the work and take the royalty and bye-bye. Has the income accrued in India in Hyderabad? Yes. So he will pay the tax. Chris Gale is coming and playing IPL matches, earning in India and bye-bye. So on that gaming income, the IPL match, does he have to pay the tax in India? Yes. So non-residents only whatever they are earning in India. Rest, why they will pay the tax. But if income is received outside India, accrued outside India, but the heads and brains, the decision making, the control of the business is from India. Maybe partners are in India, directors are in India, HUF ka karta is in India. Yes, yes, no. 6th one. Income earned and received outside India. Income earned and received outside India for a business which is set up outside India from any other source which is outside India. Now this is like koi lena dena hi nahi. Where is income accruing? Burma. Where is it received? Burma. Where the business is controlled from? Burma. Still resident and ordinary resident has to pay the tax on world income in India. Of course, for this we have double taxation avoidance agreement. I talked about it yesterday with more than 171 countries, so that you don't end up paying double taxation. You will get a relief. That relief you will study in section 90 in CA and CMA. Fine. Anyone is having any doubt in how to remember this table? I'm telling you, I have never seen students losing marks in residential status, except for silly mistakes. कोई creativity नहीं है. Your creativity, C for creativity, C for costing. These are straight free marks, residential status, and I'll take you to the questions and you will understand how to score marks. Chalo, is this clear to all of you? Resident and ordinary resident, 6 cases he's paying the tax, world income. Non-resident, 4 cases. Resident but not ordinary resident, this 5th is an exception. Okay? Now I have taken the combined problems. I have given you homework. Mark this 9 problem, very important. We solved it in 3 columns. Now, before I start with residential status of other SSCs, go to the end of the chapter. You know, at the end of the chapter, I have given combined questions that I want to take up now. I know, like if you tell me, ma'am, 80% of your class is dedicated to only residential status of individual. Yes, because that is the same way. Don't think in between all the questions homework नहीं है बेटा करेंगे. But पहले थोड़े ये बहुत अच्छे questions है. These are past exam. I know the quality of the questions I have put in the compiler and efforts have taken to change each and every amendment. Foreign companies tax rate is changed to 35%. Rebate is changed from 25,000 to 20,000. All that is incorporated in this combined. Sure. Past exam question of May 22. I want all of you to solve it in writing with me, irrespective that the answer is printed. साथ में करेंगे because writing practice. And then second half of the class, we will do the residential status of all the other SSs. Okay? Yeah. Okay, before I forget, tomorrow there's no class for DT, but same time we are taking up all the GST amendments. Actually, GST amendments are incorporated in the GST compiler and the lectures, but still only amendment students are requesting. So I'm going to take a live class. You will get the Zoom link. It's not live in YouTube. So if you wish, you can join. Okay? Mr. Shruti is an Indian citizen and is currently in employment. Okay, take a pause and put me a message. Is the revision clear? Are you all there with me? Even if you're watching recording, you can tell me, ma'am, at 20 minutes and 2 seconds, this part was not clear. I'm always ready to solve all your doubts. Just put me a message, AC all clear. Not clear if it is not clear. Shruti is an Indian citizen and is currently in employment with overseas company located in YA. She's an Indian citizen. Indian citizen देखते से might be deemed resident वाला concept है ना? During the previous year, she comes to India for 157 days. Indian citizen working abroad coming to visit India, 60 days condition not applicable. 120 days and above is applicable, but subject to other two conditions. She's in India for 200 and these days in the last 4 years. And her income, salary income in UAE, koi kaam ka nahi. Income earned and received in UAE, no. Income which accrues and arise in India, yes. Income from retail business in India, yes. Income accrues and arise in India, yes. Life insurance premium paid. When you pay LIC, you get 80C deduction. Huh? Now this deduction we have not covered yet, but it's a combined problem for past exam. So just write down 80C deduction. Okay? Now, decide the residential status. So when you read like this, immediate indicator in your mind, ma'am, this is a deemed resident concept. Because she's Indian citizen abroad, coming to visit India. Acha, not even deemed resident, wo 120 days wala. You want me to go and check in your material what booster notes you have written? Are you there in India for more than 120 days? Yes. In the preceding 4 years, are you there for more than 365 days? Ye 4 saal. Yes. More than 365 days. Is your total income more than 15 lakhs? 15 लाख से ज्यादा है क्या आपका total income? 15 and 3, 18 and yes. So all the 3 conditions are satisfied and definitely this. But then she is Indian citizen, not an Indian origin. Okay. So the answer will differ here. She is not an Indian citizen. 157 days are satisfied. एक बार देखो 120 days में क्या होना चाहिए. The person where it is given 120 days condition, we will go and check. We have done some problems, but we will also get how to write, है ना? person leaving India, person leaving as a member of the person of Indian origin, staying abroad, coming to visit India, less than 120 days, no problem, and all these things. She's a person of Indian origin and she's an Indian citizen. Indian citizen also, same conditions will apply. Okay. So let us do this sum in the notebook. Hope you all have checked the material with me. Now let us solve it in the notebook. Notes we have written, question answers yesterday we have solved it here. I know I have jumped some question because I wanted to take this one in the link way. Let us do problem number 21. Okay. पहले पूरे number of days and पूरे notes लिख दो. Mrs. Shruti, write down. साथ में लिखो बेटा. I am dictating also and you can watch the screen and write. Presentation के लिए I am making you do it again. Mrs. Shruti is an Indian citizen. Indian citizen. Staying abroad. Coming to visit India. Is it right? India. (181 days or more in India. She should be in India for 182 days. Sorry, not 181. 182 days or more. So how many days she is there in India? In financial year 24-25, she is in India for 157 days. So first basic condition not satisfied. Or 60 days or more in previous year and 365 days or more in 4 preceding previous years. You have to write these conditions to get marks, dear students. Yeah. Little chat box you can keep active if it is all clear or not what I am writing. 60 days. This is the level of the question asked in CA CMA exam. I can take a very easy questions. Ho gaya, done. But then you will not be able to crack the question in the final exam. But if you are watching this now, make sure you cover up the basics which are done yesterday. 60 days or more in previous year. This condition is anyway not applicable. This condition is not applicable because she is an Indian citizen staying abroad now. So, number 1, 120 days or more in the previous year. Satisfied. Yeah, she is in India for 157 days. Yeah. In this second one is 365 days or more in 4 preceding previous years. So in the 4 preceding previous year, she is in India for 200 days plus 100 days plus 76 days plus 45 days. For 21 days. Satisfied. Is she in India for more than 121 days? Yes. More than 365 days in the 4 years? Yes. Total income in India other than foreign sources. She is earning in UAE and all. That's not a problem. UAE में कितना अर्न कर रहे हैं उससे मतलब नहीं है. इंडिया में how much she is earning. That's it. Total income in India. Income which is accrued in India, that is थोड़ा डिटेल में लिख लेंगे इसको. इनकम accrued in India. How much income is accrued in India? 5 lakh. Next, retail business in India. Retail business in India. 10 lakh. Income again deemed to accrue or accrue in India 3 lakh. So the gross total income is 18 lakhs in India, and she has put up the money in LIC, so 80C deduction for LIC paid. How much LIC is paid? 1,50,000. Still income in India, total income in India. How much income is earned in India, excluding the foreign sources? 16,50,000. Yeah, so is she satisfying the condition? 60 days condition is not applicable, and instead of 180 days, it will be 120 days and all. If the person is staying abroad, coming to visit India, staying in India for more than 121 days, 4 years में 365 days, and total income in India. These three conditions are, and if you want, write down. Ma'am, these two are satisfied, but total income in India is 2 lakhs. She will be a non-resident. So the conclusion here is, this is asked for 6 months, dear students. Shruti is satisfying. Shruti is satisfying first basic condition. Instead of 120 days, it is 120 days. Hence, she is resident but not ordinary resident. You don't have to check conditional conditions, because she is not a resident with more than 182 days and 60 days and all. So more than 120 days, yes. 365 days or more in the preceding 4 years, yes. Total income in India. Clear to all of you? So this is how you have to solve a 6-mark question. If you felt the level of the question was really good, comment nice. Didn't follow, then ask. See, you are deciding the residential status of Shruti, as well as you are also calculating what's her total income in India. Easier part we will do later. It's not that this is tough, but this is exactly the way they are asking. Chalo. Let us take up the next question from the past exam. All clear until now? And notes also you should write better. Any doubt you have, you can unmute and speak up, or you can put it in the chat box. If you do yesterday's and today's class properly, I assure you residential status, I have covered the past exams questions here. But study material, whatever exam you are writing, CA or CMA, in that also typical problem ki students always say, ma'am, study material, ye wala problem I am not able to do, I will take care. But study material backside, all the questions you practice, click the picture and send me. इतना सारा help कर रहे हैं आपको. And I think this is what they say. Usha, Shri, Anil, Kabil, and those who have cleared in the last attempt, all my students have said, ma'am, because you are hardworking, we automatically work hard and we clear. That's what I want. Result is the most important thing we are looking for, right? Chalo, let us take up the next question. Material till house property I have shared. I'll not do salary chapter first. I'll do first house property, business head, capital gain. There's some secret, so trust the process. Sure. We have done right now which question? Problem number 21. Now directly I would like to take problem number 22. Sarthak, read the question beta with me. Sarthak, an individual, an Indian citizen, is living in Dubai, a tax haven country. You know, there are certain countries where you don't have to pay any taxes or very low negligible tax. So Dubai is one of the country. And they never came to India for a single day since they earned. Okay. So determine the residential status of Sarthak. Clear cut a case of deemed resident. Section 6. One capital A, you have to write in exam to score marks. Ma'am, how did you come to know? Because number of days is not important. What does deemed resident say? Are you not paying tax in any other country? Good. And in India, are you earning above 15 lakhs? Yes. Then pay the tax. Over and out. Done. Income approved and arisen in Dubai. Not taxable in Dubai because it's a tax haven country. Nothing to do. Income approved in India. Yes. Income deemed to accrue in India. Yes. Income from profession which is set up in Dubai, but it is controlled from India. Yes. So how much this person is earning in India? 10 plus 8, 18 and 23 lakhs. Determine the residential status of Sarthak and taxable income. See, simple logic is Sarthak is Indian citizen, okay, who never came to India for a single day. So no need to check the basic condition given in section 6(1). 182 days or more, 60 days, zarat hi nahi hai. Because he didn't come to India for a single day, right? However, since he is an Indian citizen, having total income, excluding income from foreign sources of 23 lakhs, I calculated and showed you, which exceeds, and he's not paying tax. See, he's having income of 20 lakhs in Dubai, but he's not paying any tax in Dubai. So you're not paying tax anywhere else in the world. You are having more than 15 lakhs income in India. Forget that you didn't come to India for a single day also. He would be treated as deemed resident, and then 23 lakhs income would be taxable. Please make sure you do it in notebook sparing 5 minutes. Don't copy this sum. Memorize this and write. How will you write in final exam? None of the student listening to my class is studying casually. I can assure you. आप लोग सही में sincere हैं already. आपका focus है, but दिक्कत कहाँ है? The trouble part is not writing and practice. So I made you write one question. Now this one is homework, so that you independently write the 3 important points of deemed resident. It should be clear like a mind mapping. Deemed resident, now section 6, clause 1 capital A. Don't write small a because you write cursive writing. It has to be section 6, 1. The moment you write in your answer sheet question number 5B, deemed resident, underline 618. Awesome. It's not that you have to mug up all the sections, but important ones which are good for exam, I will make you memorize. Now learn with me, you will be able to do it. For deemed resident, the person should not pay tax in any other country. He should earn more than 15 lakhs in India. Number of days stay in India is not relevant. And he's not a resident by section 6(1). What is 6(1)? 182 days, 60 days. That's not required. Because ek bhi din wo India nahi hai. You are said to be deemed resident, and whatever you have earned, you have to pay tax. Now listen one question for MCQ here. Whenever some SSC is treated as deemed resident, he will always be taxable in India as resident, but not ordinary resident. Ma'am, now you said he's resident, he has to pay tax. Shall we go and check additional condition? Illogical. Arey, he has not come in India for one day. So where you will go 2 out of 10 years, 7 years, 7. Are you getting? So I want you to develop that analytical skill. However they twist in exam, we will be able to do it. समझ में आ रहा है, right? So whenever a person is resident in India by way of this concept, deemed resident, he is always taken as resident but not ordinary resident. This question I feel can be asked again. Very, very important. Okay? Any doubt you have, you can comment in chat box. If clear, you can comment. Chalo. Next. Mrs. Roma, an Indian citizen, is government employee working for Indian government and she submits, oh, sorry. I missed out some option 2 in that. Okay. What would be your answer if income arising in Dubai from a profession set up in India is 2 lakhs? Okay. If this income is not 10 lakh, this is 2 lakh. Then total income is 15 lakhs. Okay. Huh? It should exceed 15 lakhs. If it is just 15 lakhs, he will not be resident. Since the same does not exceed 15 lakhs, he would not be deemed resident and it will be treated as non-resident. Followed all of you? The total income in India should exceed 15 lakhs. It should be above 15 lakhs. One more. What would be your answer if Sarthak was born in Dubai and his parents were born in India? So, he is not Indian citizen. He is of Indian origin. So, nahi chalega. If Sarthak is born in Dubai and parents are in India, he is not an Indian citizen. No? But for deemed resident, he should be an Indian citizen, not Indian origin. In such cases, the provisions of deemed resident would not apply. Such a beautiful concept. Deemed resident concept is applicable to Indian citizen, not Indian origin. So he would be non-resident and his total income as a non-resident would be taxable only what he has earned in India. See, if he becomes a non-resident, then 4 cases. Income received in India, deemed to receive, approved, deemed to. Even this 5th case, he will not pay the tax because he is a non-resident. 3 columns. Yaad hai aapko? 6 cases, 5 cases, 4. He will go into the 4 cases. Why? Because he is a non-resident. थोड़ा सा हाई लेवल का क्वेश्चन है बट ऑनेस्टली टेल मी इज इट गुड और नॉट टू डू दिस चलो नेक्स्ट वन मिसेस रोमा an Indian citizen is a government employee working for government of India. She submits you the detail. Determine gross total income ignoring section as a 2. Okay. Resident but not ordinary and non-resident, you have to take it. I am discussing, you have to do it in writing. One question I did in writing, now I am discussing. Salary income received in Malaysia. Okay. For services rendered there. But the salary is given by Government of India. So whenever you get salary from Government of India, even if you have worked in Malaysia, it's going to be taxable with a standard deduction of 75,000. Okay, if it is 75,000, please cancel this ignoring. He is going in 115 BAC, so he 75,000. Otherwise, it is 50,000. Yeah. So ignoring cancel kar do. See, if a person is filing his return in default tax regime, then standard deduction is 75,000. If he is ignoring default tax regime, then standard deduction is 50,000. So we will take he's in default tax regime. Ma'am, why did you take the standard deduction? Because it was salary income. Had they given taxable salary, I would say it's after standard deduction. Next, profits from business in Orissa, taxable in both the cases. Loss from business carried on in Baroda, Baroda is Gujarat, both the cases. Profits from business carried on in Paris, income earned in Paris, business is controlled in Paris, Nothing to do with India. Nowhere it's going to be taxed. Ma'am, then who will pay the tax on 40? Income accrued outside India, received outside India, controlled outside India, only a resident and ordinary resident. So, to hai nahi hai. These two are not resident, and so this will not be taxable. Loss from business carried on in Canada, profit also received there only, but it is controlled from Dehradun. Business set up outside India, income received outside India, controlled in India. I want all of you to write here fifth case. Fifth case. Is it 46,000 loss ka benefit milega when he's a resident? Non-resident, no. Fifth case is yes, yes, no. So resident and ordinary resident, resident but not ordinary resident will pay tax on income which is received outside India, accrued outside India, but it is controlled from India. Next. Unabsorbed depreciation of the business in Canada. Kitna? 16,000. Okay. So this is unabsorbed depreciation in Canada. All businesses carried on in Canada, but then it is controlled from Dehradun. So though it is unabsorbed depreciation is like a loss. They have not given in bracket. I hope you are getting. When a business is controlled outside India, business is set up in Canada, received there, but it is controlled from India. Then when income is taxable, loss benefit also you will give, no? Income to taxable hai India mein, so loss will also be deducted here. Shall I take a pause? Anyone is stuck up anywhere, then ask please. If you are watching through not laptop, through mobile, you can put at least a thumbs up sign. I can see. Clear or not? Business in Canada, but controlled from Dehradun. So when it is taxable for resident and not ordinary resident, so even the loss benefit we will get, no? Next is profits from Indonesia business, controlled from Delhi, and 60% of the profit deposited in Indonesia, 40% received in India. So 70,000 ka 40% is taxable for non-resident also. Why? Because it is directly received in India. And for resident and not ordinary resident, business is set up in Indonesia, but it is controlled from Delhi. So taxable, full taxable. Take your time, do it at home. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Last, rent from house property in Canada, received also in Canada, nothing to do with these two people. And you get the gross total anyway. Anyone is having any doubt, ask. Okay. Take your time. Logically, anywhere, if you have doubt in any bit, ask me. I think this should be very interesting for all of you. Business in Canada, controlled from India. So when profit is taxable, even losses allowed. And last one now here. I will say we are doing more questions, but for residential status of individual. We are yet to do the easier part, that's residential status of other residents. Determine the residential status of Mrs. Rose and compute her gross total income taxable for 25-26 from the following information gathered from her documents. Okay. Mrs. Rose is Australian, got married to Mr. Ram in Australia, and came to India for the first time on 18th February 24. And she left on 15th September 2024. So financial year, and then she returned to India again on March 25. Oh, so 24, 25, how many days she was in India? पहले तो ये देखो. See, these are combined questions, not just determine the residential status, but after that deciding what's the income, second part. But I think reading this much, if you can pause and write the basic condition. An individual should satisfy any one of the basic condition. He should be in India for 182 days or more and 60 days and 365 days or more in the preceding previous year. Write it. Now, how many days she is in India? April, 30, May, June, July, August, September. September 15 she left. Again she came back on 23rd January. So 23rd to 31. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. 9 days. Take 23rd also and 31st also. So 9 days. Check up how many days is it coming. 30 plus 31. Are you also doing the calculation with full focus? I'll give you a break for sure. Once we complete this, I'll give you a break. 177. 177 days. Is she satisfying the first basic condition, 182 days or more? No. 60 days and preceding 4 years, so there's no way out because she came now only. So, residential status of Rose, an Australian, has to be determined on basis of number of stays in India. It is coming to 171 days. And in the last year, she came first time in India on 18th February 24. So there 40 days. So she's not satisfying any of the conditions. She's a non-resident. Is this clear to all of you? She's not satisfying any one of the basic condition. 1, section 6(1) में A और B कोई भी condition satisfy नहीं कर रही है. Now she purchased a flat. That means she's a non-resident, but she has purchased a flat in Delhi which was let out on rent for 25,000 from 1st May 2024. Now, even if she is non-resident, if the property is in India, the rental income will be taxable in India, right? 25,000 into 11 months. 25,000 into 11 months. This we will do in house property, but all of you know, gross annual value, less municipal taxes. Has she paid any municipal tax? No. But she has taken a loan where interest she has paid 185. And during the previous year, she has received a gold chain from her in-laws as gift. Receiving gift from relatives is not at all an income. So now, compute the house property income. Municipal taxes are not there. You get net annual value. 30%. Ma'am, they didn't say, but still, whenever you get gross salary, deduct standard deduction. Whenever you get gross rent, give 30% deduction for the expenses. Yeah. And interest is already there, 185. So you are getting house property income 7,000 and gold chain is not taxable because it is received from gift received from relatives are not taxable. So what's the income? 7,000. Done. That's all. How is the level of the question? I want please a message from all of you. Is it tough or is it clear? Even if you're watching as recording, see, without these 3 problems, I could have completed residential status in a fun way. Oh, Indian company always resident, foreign company, it's very easy. But this is the practice which you have to do and you will surely have a superb group. Take your time. Any doubts you have in these 4 quality good questions of the past exam, you can ask. Any doubt you have. Okay? take a quick break now, and after the break, we are doing residential status of other SSs. Okay? Right. 5 minutes break, check your. Okay. Chalo. 80% chances of getting the questions till what we have done until now. Besides the chapter in the study material, you do the questions CMA. I have gone through all the questions. Out of that, also important ones I have already added it here. But what I want to say is that do the writing practice. Put a stopwatch. If it is a 7 marks question, say 7 to 8 minutes you allot. It's a 6 mark question, then 7 minutes you allot, and put the stopwatch and do it in writing. Okay? So now we have completed the residential status of all the everything about individual. Now let us start with the 20% part, which is super duper easy. Decide the residential status of SSCs other than individual. So let us start first with HUF. HUF से शुरू करते हैं, ठीक है? ये देखो, I am on page number 44. Check with me how to decide the residential status of an individual. HUF is Hindu undivided family. So residential status of HUF. Okay, right? It will be decided, ये flowchart के साथ करते हैं. The residential status of HUF, AOP, BOI, partnership firm, LLP, all other than individuals and companies. Control and management wholly or partially in India. What do you mean by control? If HUF's Karta is in India and he's taking all the heads and brains decision from India, HUF is said to be in India. Say it's a partnership firm, then major partners are in India. Control and management is wholly or partially in India, then resident. Control and management is wholly outside India. Say, oh, 1 minute, I have to show you that. So if control and management is wholly outside India, then it's a non-resident. For example, if it's a partnership firm and all the partners are staying abroad and they are taking decision also from outside India, then that partnership firm will be treated as non-resident. That partnership firm, only what they earn in India, they will pay the tax. Are you all with me? Control and management, even if partially out of partnership, one partner is in India, 3 partners are abroad. Partially that is in India, na? It will be, I want all of you to circle this word. Wholly in India, resident. Wholly outside India, non-resident. Partially also in India, it will be treated as resident. Now, only for individual and HUF, additional conditions are there. You remember what are the additional conditions? 2 out of the last 10 years, he should be resident. 730 days in the last 7 years, he should be present. So, for AOP, BOI, partnership firm, additional conditions are not applicable. Barabar hai? For HUF, additional conditions are to be satisfied by Karta. If Karta is satisfying both the additional conditions, HUF is resident and ordinary resident. If Karta is satisfying one or none additional conditions, HUF is said to be resident but not ordinary. ये जो additional conditions है ना, they are only for individuals and HUF. ठीक है? That's all. I told you, 1.5 days will be required to complete the residential status of individual, and 10 minutes will be required for other assessments. फिर से एक बार. In case of HUF, AOP, BOI and all, control and management wholly and partially in India resident. Control and management wholly outside India non-resident. Only in case of HUF and individual, additional conditions are applicable, and in case of HUF, additional conditions are to be satisfied by Karta. Clear? Chalo. Let us take up this question from the study material. Business of HUF is transacted in Australia and all the policy decisions are taken there only. Mr. E, the Karta of HUF, was born in Kolkata in 2425. After 15 years, he comes to India on 1st April and leaves India on 1st December. Determine the residential status of E and HUF. So let us first take a decision for E. Who is E? Karta. He came to India after 15 years. So additional conditions का तो सवाल ही नहीं है. Yeah. He came to India on 1st April and left on 1st December. April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November and 1st December. He is in India for 245 days or more. So he is satisfying first basic condition, 182 days or more. And additional conditions are not applicable. Yeah? Not applicable, not satisfied only because he came India after 15 years. So preceding 10 years and 7 years, no concept. Yeah. So residential status of he would be resident, but not ordinary resident. Now coming to HUF. HUF's all the decisions are taken by the Karta from Australia. Since the business of HUF is transacted from Australia, all the decisions are taken from Australia. The control and management is there. Therefore, HUF is a non-resident. HUF is a non-resident. Clear to all of you? It's a very beautiful question. Take your time and tell me if you have any other options also in your mind, we can solve it. Why HUF is non-resident? Because the Karta is doing, HUF is doing all the transactions and taking all decisions from Australia. But he himself, he came to India for 245 days. Yeah. So in his individual capacity, he is satisfying first basic condition. Additional conditions he is not satisfying because he is coming after 15 years. Clear? Chalo. Residential status of companies. Indian companies are always resident because they are registered under Companies Act 2013 in India. And for foreign companies, you have to check the poem. Poem is not Kavita. Poem is place of effective management. Again, control and management. If the poem has been defined to mean the place where key decisions are taken, heads and brains. Yeah. And companies cannot be resident and ordinary resident and resident but not ordinary. वो तो नहीं है. देखो. Residential status of company. These are beautiful flowcharts made to make your work super easy. Indian company is always resident. Why? Because it is registered under Companies Act 2013 in India. Their registered office is in India. So obviously all the income will accrue in India and they have to pay tax. Foreign company. If the poem is wholly in India, you know what is poem? Place of effective management and control. Foreign company, 100% is doing the business in India. So resident. Poem wholly or partially also outside India. So non-resident. See, here the partially part was left-hand side. HUF, AOP and all control management only or partially also in India, resident. But now this is, dear students, a foreign company. So partially in India, partially outside India, it's already a foreign company, non-resident. Wholly in India, it will be resident. Clear? Right? So that's it. For the residential status of any other person, you have to check the control and management. If only situated outside India, non-resident. A person shall be deemed to you of Indian origin. ये तो आपको पहले भी बता दिया था. Person shall be deemed to be of Indian origin if any of his parents or grandparents are born in undivided India. Chalo. Now something very interesting, and the questions which I'm going to take up based on this knowledge, just repeat, they are asked. Okay. Anyone is having any doubt in the residential status of company or residential status of other assessees? पूछो. Partially यहाँ पे है. In case of foreign company, partially will go there. Foreign company है. If the control and management is wholly in India, then only it will be resident. पूछो कोई doubt. चलो. Income from salary which is earned in India. If salary is earned in India, obviously it is accrued or arisen in India. Further, an income under salary payable or leave salary anywhere, but if it is paid from India, for example, Government of India paying salary to citizen for rendering services outside India would deem to accrue and arise in India. Government of India has given you a project, okay, go to Switzerland, stay there for 2 years, do this work. But you are getting your salary from Government of India. Very well taxable here. Okay. However, allowances and perquisites which are paid outside India by government to an Indian citizens for services rendered outside India is exempt by virtue of section 10(7). Mark it important for MCQ. Indian government paying salary outside India, always taxable in India. But Indian government giving allowances and perquisites, to UNO members and embassies, उनको allowances, perquisites मिलता है outside India. Those allowances and perquisites are exempt under section 10, clause 7. Same way, MPs and MLAs, whatever salary they get, it's not taxable in salary. Because MPs and MLAs are not government employees. So it's taxable in other source. But same way, allowances given to MPs and MLAs are exempt under section 10(7). अब confused मत हो जाओ, I'm just linking up the things. Government of India paying salary abroad taxable. Government of India giving allowances and perquisites, it's exempt. देखो. Salary earned in India, taxable. Paid by Government of India, taxable. Allowances and perquisites exempt. I have made many just like this. Same way, dividend. Indian company paying dividend in India or outside anywhere, it is accruing in India and it would be taxable in the hands of non-resident. See, nowadays, have you heard of FIIs and foreign institutional investors and bulk foreign investors, they invest in India. So if the dividend is given by Indian company to FIIs in their own country, but where this dividend has accrued in India, it's going to be taxable in India. Clear to all of you, right? Now interest. Salary part is over. Anyone is having doubt? Pause 2 minutes and read. Honestly, when I'm saying pause करके एक बार पढ़ो ना please. Then when I'm taking to interest and royalty and all, it will be very clear. एक बार पढ़ लो. Read it. You can read the gist beta. Okay, what's the gist? बेटा एक बार देखो. Any salary which is earned from India or if the salary is paid by government of India is taxable. Allowances and purposes they are exempt. ठीक है? Interest. Hmm. Interest is deemed to accrue or arise in India if it is paid by government of India. When government of India is paying interest, it's going to be taxable in India, even if government is paying to NRI. Or if it is payable by resident for money which is used in India, taxable. Interest is paid on the loan which is taken by a resident for money which is used in India, taxable. If it is payable by non-resident, when it is payable, so if it is payable by a non-resident in respect of money borrowed or business which is carried on in India, तो भी taxable. समझ में आ रहा है? Non-resident paying any interest for his project in India. Yeah. So non-resident, I'll tell you. इसका gist मैंने तीनों का यहाँ लिखा है. देखो. फिर से देख लो. If interest is paid by government of India, taxable. If interest is paid by a resident for the money which is used in India, taxable. If interest is payable by a non-resident, but money, non-resident is paying the interest, but where the money is used in India, taxable. Then please don't try to mug up this salary, dividend, interest, royalty lines. I'll show you when you apply and solve the question, I'll say this question has come for 5 bits, 5 marks. It's like super scoring. Chalo. Royalty. Royalty will be deemed to accrue or arise in India when it is payable by government. Yeah. Royalty will be deemed to accrue or arise in India when it is payable by government. Government, if it is paying royalty, taxable. When it is payable by resident for any use in India. Royalty पे हो रही है, India में work चल रहा है. When it is paid by non-resident for any project or work in India, it is taxable. Even if it is paid by non-resident. Same way fees. This is like you can write here same, control C, control V. Technical fees. You know what is technical fees? Almost like royalty only, patents and all. Paid by government, taxable in India. Paid by resident, taxable in India if it is used in India. Paid by non-resident, taxable if it is again used in India. The common points, I've already marked it important. The common points for all the three, interest, royalty, fees, if it is paid by government of India, taxable. If it is paid by resident for project in India, आपने देखा? It is paid by resident for project in India, taxable. If it is paid by resident for the project outside India, not taxable. See, it is paid by resident, but to a non-resident for project outside India. समझ में आ रहा है? I am resident in India, Hyderabad. I am paying royalty, interest or technical fees to a person from Singapore in Singapore. I am paying for my business connection outside India in Singapore, that too to a non-resident who is in Singapore. Why will he pay tax in India? Non-resident is saying, I am in Singapore, I have earned in Singapore, why damn should I come to India and pay the tax? I took time to make this gist on my own, and for you, I have made it simplified very easy. Understand it, and if you have any doubt, ask me. Last one. Royalty or interest or technical fees is paid by non-resident for business connection in India. Non-resident is paying to a resident. So who's the recipient? Resident. He should pay tax. I can draw a diagram and explain. But is it required? एक बार आप पढ़ो. Read all the four and tell me is it clear or not. Yeah, I'll share the screen. If you are having the material good, if not, read from here. Dekho. Is the interest royalty fees paid by Government of India? Taxable. Is it paid for a project? It is paid by resident for a project in India, taxable. Paid by resident for project to a non-resident outside India. Why that non-resident will con recipient is important. Who is receiving the income is important. So non-resident is receiving that too for a project outside India, not taxable. Paid by non-resident for business connection or project in India, taxable. So, income through transfer of the capital of situated. This I have already explained you. That someone from London is selling the property in Chennai to someone in Sri Lanka. Who is the seller? London person. Who is the buyer? Sri Lanka. But where that capital asset? It is situated in India. So very well the income will accrue in India, and irrespective it is movable or if the registration is done in India and outside, and buyer and seller are not resident, it will still accrue in India. It will still be taxable in India. Chalo, related to this, we will take up some nice questions. Is my speed fine? Put a comment in the chat box. Speed बराबर है. आपको ये चारों cases समझ में आए? Interest, royalty, technical fees. Who is the recipient? If recipient is a non-resident and for a project in India, yeah, it's taxable. But if the recipient is non-resident for a project in Singapore, why would he pay tax in India? Dekho. We'll apply this knowledge and solve the questions. This material is like damn high level of hard work by me. One concept, one question. Huh? So we question dekho. Joy, citizen of India, employed in embassy. He receives salary and allowances from Government of India for services rendered. He was allowed perquisites. It should be 25. He is a non-resident. Examine the taxability of the salary, allowances and perquisites. Government of India paying salary to embassies abroad is taxable. However, allowances and perquisites received abroad are exempt under section 10. That same lines which I have read now, you have to write and get 2 out of 2 marks. Easy. Government of India paying salary, royalty, interest outside India taxable, but paying allowances and perquisites exempt. Yes. Mr. Peace paid a 50,000 US dollar to Smile, a management consultant practicing in Sweden, specializing in project financing. The payment was also made in Sweden. Smile is a non-resident. Who is Mr. Consultancy is related to a project in India. Is this payment chargeable to tax in India in the hands of Smile? Okay. Mr. Peace, इसको ऐसे ड्रॉ करके देख लो. पीस ने पे किया रॉयल्टी स्माइल को. Where? In foreign country, Sweden. Payment was made in Sweden. And Smile is a non-resident. So who is the recipient of the income? Recipient कौन है? Non-resident, Smile. But Peace has paid this for a project in India. Listen, non-resident, Smile. You have earned this income in India. Non-resident receiving the income for a project in India, very well taxable in India. Consultancy is paid outside India, that too to a non-resident, but still it is taxable because it's related to a project which is in India. So non-resident is having a business connection in India. He is earning through India. Although he has received the money in his home country, Sweden, in that currency, but where the income has accrued in India. So non-resident has earned in India, it will be taxable in India, irrespective कि वो कभी India में आया ही नहीं, he is doing all the work online on Zoom. चलेगा. So very nice level of questions. Just because I have made, I'm not saying when I teach this, CMA, CA, all exam papers are there in front of me. The level of the questions, what you do is very important. You know? Sure. Simple, easy questions are there. Katrina, Indian citizen, left India, an opportunity, appointment by government of Korea for the first time. Yeah, to join her duty. Now, during the year 24-25, during the year 24-25, she came to India and stayed for 175 days. Okay. She is Indian citizen. Left India and appointed by government of Korea. During 24-25, she stayed in India for 175 days. Determine her residential status. Indian citizen staying abroad, coming to visit India. Huh? So first condition is applicable, 182 days and more, which is not satisfying. And second condition is not applicable only. Indian citizen stays in India. Second condition for applicable in India. So she will be treated as non-resident. Chalo, next one, you check it on your own. हाँ नेक्स्ट छोटा है हम डिस्कस कर लेते हैं उसके बाद का आप करो डोंट सी द आंसर Singh lived in UK and has let out his property in Bangalore. Determine whether income will be taxable in India or not. Singh lives in UK. He has let out his property on rent in Bangalore. Where is the property? Bangalore. So where the rental income will accrue? Bangalore. Yeah, it is going to be taxed. Next three cases solve on your own. Even if you're not having these material, I've already given in all the WhatsApp Telegram group. Still problem number 17. आप आंसर करो सिर्फ taxable or not in your notebook. Genuinely do it. Read करके करो. It will enhance your confidence. Don't check the answer and you try to interpret. If it is wrong, no problem. You will learn. If it is right, genuinely your confidence will get. Correct. 3 minutes time for 3 questions. After residential status, we are not doing salary. We will start with house property. The first class, we will do lot of concepts like we did yesterday. चलो किया सबने ब्राइबिंग इंजीनियर कंपनी इज अ सिंगापुर नाम ही है ब्राइबिंग इंजीनियर based company and a non-resident. Okay. And they advise about the taxability of these. Government of India paid. Oh, Government of India paying royalty to a non-resident. It's going to be taxable in India. समझ में आ रहा है? Government of India से मिल रहा है. Even if you are a non-resident but you are earning from Government of India, it's like an award. आपको India में tax देना पड़ेगा. So let us check the answer. Fees for technical service for purpose of carrying on business and all. It is taxable irrespective of if it is paid outside India, no taxable. Chalo, dekho. It is taxable as it is paid by Government of India. Next. Chennai-based company paid 12 lakh for import of drawing and designs for use in one of its projects in Malaysia. See, already Chennai-based company is paying to an NRI who is in Singapore for a project in Malaysia. So why this person will pay the tax? Not taxable. Non-resident is receiving the income for a project in Malaysia. He himself is a non-resident, this B engineering company, and he's receiving this royalty for a project in Malaysia. Why he should pay tax in India? A South Korean company paid 5 lakhs for use of technical know-how in South Korea and 7,50,000 for the formula in India. Okay. So South Korean company paid to bribing engineering company for their project in South Korea. Not taxable. कोई लेना देना ही नहीं है. One non-resident is paying royalty to another non-resident for their project in South Korea. Nothing to do. But one non-resident paying to another non-resident for their project in India, taxable. Why? Because South Korean company is paying to a Singapore-based company, royalty. But for project कहाँ का है बेटा? India में है 7,50,000. So it is accruing in India. If the project is in India, taxable. If the project is abroad, not taxable. Government of India blindly, let them pay anywhere, it's going to be taxed. All right, so like this, you will be able to do it. These are simple questions. 18th question is homework. Very easy it is. 19th and 20th, ये देख लो यहाँ से. I have given the reasoning also. If they ask in exam, you have to write the reason. And they are already past exam questions. Shall we solve them now? Is it clear to you? What's the gist? Let's again see. Government of India paying salary or anything outside India, taxable. Giving allowances and perquisites outside India, exempt. Next, interest, royalty, technical know-how, paid by Indian company to a non-resident for project outside India, not taxable because recipient खुद NRI है. Project outside India, not taxable. Project in India, taxable. So 2 more questions which are very, very important. एक मैंने अभी homework दिया है. Only 1 question. Message me when you complete your homework. चलो. State with reason whether the following attract income tax act. Salary 7 lakhs paid by central government to John for services rendered outside India. बिल्कुल taxable होगा. Central government is paying salary, तो बिल्कुल taxable होगा. 75,000 standard deduction के साथ. Interest on money which is borrowed in India by an NRI for a business in Mumbai. Yes, NRI is borrowing the money and paying the interest for a project in Mumbai, India. Very well written. As per section 914. Now 9134 मैंने ही नहीं पढ़ा, but I have written it for reference. Not required to quote the clauses and sub-clauses. NRI is using the money in India, hence it will accrue in India. Post office saving account interest 19,000 received by the resident. Yeah, it's going to be taxable here. But in post office saving account 19,000, post office saving account in single account 3,500 is exempt. This I'll teach you in income from other sources. अब नहीं किया है, but this is a combos का जमाना है. This is a mixed question of residential status and other source. Other source we have not done, so I am giving you the answer. 19,000 full taxable post office saving account. 3,500 first वाला है ना बेटा, exempt है. And 80 TTA में up to 10,000 you get deduction, remaining is taxable. Royalty by a resident to a non-resident. in respect of business which is carried out outside India. Royalty by a resident to a non-resident in respect of business which is carried on outside India, non-taxable. Recipient कौन है, किसको पे कर रहे हैं, नॉन रेसिडेंट. प्रोजेक्ट कहाँ है, आउटसाइड इंडिया. Why? He will pay the tax in it. Legal charges paid by lawyer of UK for a case in Delhi High Court. Very well, because lawyer is earning in India. ठीक है. Determine the income tax liability of US based company. Foreign company, the tax rate is 35% this year and not 40%. Explain the rate of the tax and all. But this is a foreign company. 5 lakh received from Indian domestic company for technical know-how in India. Foreign company has received technical services fees for service in India, taxable. 6 lakhs from Indian firm for conducting service a project in Finland, not taxable. They themselves are foreign company, and though they are receiving from Indian company for a project outside India, not taxable. 4 lakh from a non-resident for a patent used in India, taxable. 8 lakhs for non-resident for technical know-how for a business in Singapore. Not taxable because it is occurring outside India. 10 lakhs for supply of manuals and design used in Singapore, not taxable. So now what is taxable? 5 plus 4, 9 lakhs, and they have asked you to calculate the tax at 35% and health and education cessation tax. There's no case of surcharge as the income is not exceeding 50. That's all for the 95% portion over. I'm going to do the remaining 5% also, but this is the way to study. With years of experience, yesterday I just did basic condition, additional, basic, additional. I have made you write. I have solved answers in writing. Today we did advanced problem. Okay, this is your 80%. 10% is what we did now. Residential status of HUF and all, and ye wala. Any technical fees, royalty received by an NRI for project in India, taxable. For project outside India, not taxable. Baat hi khatam. Now what I am teaching is asked in final. In Inter, very rarely, simple, one-liner questions, but final is very, very important. In detail, you have the questions. I'm not going to discuss final level questions, but I'll give you the concept for all the Inter and final students. Now what I'm teaching is called as a concept called as business connection. You know, we are saying NRI, when they come to India, and if they have business, just listen over it. If they have business connection, they should pay tax in India. है ना? मैम कैसे पता चलेगा बिजनेस कनेक्शन है? या NRI has set up a branch office in Mumbai and they are supplying to all the customers in India through the branch office. So they are NRIs, but do they have a business connection in India and Mumbai? Yeah. So whatever they earn in Mumbai branch, do they have to pay the tax? Yes. That's a business connection. But yeah, I'll twist the example. NRI is coming to India. They go to Agra, Taj Mahal, and they buy those souvenirs, chota Agra ke design ke souvenirs, and they take it to their home country and sell it over there in the antique store. NRI just came to India, purchased, and went back to his country. Have they generated any income in India? No. Can we say NRI, it's Indian product, what you have sold anywhere in the world in your antique store, but product to India ka hai na, India mein tax pay karo? No. So just coming to India, buying and going is not a business connection. They should have a place of establishment in India. Maybe not NRI directly, but NRI has hired a local Mumbai person ki you are our agent here and you do the business. Yeah. So if this connection is developed, it's taxable. There are some exceptions to rule, you know, like suppose Indian people going to Hollywood and shooting the film over there. And then everything is done in India. Movie is made by Indian people, released in India. shooting was done in Switzerland. Can Switzerland government say, "ये movie में box office collection is 100 crores, you are liable to pay tax in हमारे country"? Are you getting? So business connection is not. Some people from foreign country, they come to India is having dense forest and fauna. I'm going little out of the way, but just saying like MP and all, Bandhavgarh Forest, Kanha Forest, Jim Corbett Park, they will come and do shooting in the wild forest and they'll produce a documentary and sell it in their country, in their BBC channels abroad. Does that mean they have earned that income of that channel is generated from India just because shooting is done? So just don't try to mug up anything. I'm saying just read, just understand the concept. चलो करते हैं सर. Business connection includes any business activity carried out through a person who, acting on behalf of non-resident, has a habitual exercise and authority to conclude the contract on behalf of NRI unless his activities are limited to just purchase of goods. See, when you are doing activity on behalf of NRI, agent or P, so taxable hoga. NRI is earning any income through agent and P. See the language, I am making it easier for you. If it is just restricted to the purchase of goods, यहाँ पे लिखो not taxable. I told you, no, Agra wala. He has no authority but habitually maintains in India stock of goods and merchandise which he delivers. Amazon go down in India. Directly I'm calling from some health powders and all from America, but they are imported, they are kept in a godown in Hyderabad and then delivered to me. It will be taxable. Habitually secures order in India, mainly or wholly for non-resident or for non-resident and other non-resident controlled by or subject to the same control as that of non-resident. So on behalf of non-resident, if you are doing the work in India, again, like they are having agent and all, it will be taxable. Exclusion. Income will not accrue in India, not taxable. Just remember the list of not taxable. Any business activity carried out by broker agent in individual status, if the broker or agent is having individual status and is acting in ordinary course of the business. See, you are not the exclusive agent of an NRI. You are an NRI in India. और आप ना सबके लिए you're working. I am an agent. I am an Indian agent having my office in Mumbai and I work for A foreign company, B foreign company, C. So on their income, do I have to pay tax in India? No. But if I am an exclusive agent of A company, representing only A company, then I have to pay the tax. I don't know. Honestly, I'm saying some teachers will say, "ये कुछ काम का नहीं है, छोड़ दो, हो गया, easy कर लो, very interesting class." But sometimes this is asked and it's not that difficult to understand. One promise I want to give to all the students here is, we are not just taking the coaching for inter. So many students who have cleared the final, they call me the base building what we are doing. And कोई extra effort नहीं लग रहा है. Last के 15 मिनट है. अगर आपको लग रहा है कुछ भी समझ में नहीं आ रहा है तो close and read. If you feel I am understanding, I am listening to Dipti ma'am, but I will revise it again and I will follow. Okay, simple logic I will explain again. See, I am a sole agent of PQR NRI company. I am their sole agent. And I do all the Indian work on their behalf. So on their behalf, I am a P, place of establishment in India. Should I pay tax on whatever that company has earned in India? Answer is yes. Now, I am an independent agent. I am not an agent of PQR foreign company or ABC company or DMP company or LM company. Whatever company says, I'll do their work on commission basis. That doesn't mean I have to pay tax on all of their behalf. It's a logical, beautiful answer, right? Check it now. Yeah, it's little difficult not to sit continuously in the online classes. That's why we give break ki hawa kha ke aao, pani pee ke aao. But if you are able to sit 1.5 hours on table desk alert with your camera on, that's all. It's your first step that you're committed to get good results. Thank you for that. Chalo. So any business activity carried out through broker who is having independent status, not taxable. Purchase of goods in India for export, I told you, no, they came to Agra just to purchase, not taxable. Collection of news and views, I told you that BBC documentary and all, not taxable. Shooting of cinematography, not taxable. Just remember the gist. You can write here on the top of the page, just read. Don't ignore, just read. Next, last is activities of foreign company confined to display of rough diamonds in the SEZ. So some diamond work they are doing in SEZ doesn't mean they have to pay tax in India. Not taxable. Okay. Now, in case of business of which all operations are not carried on in India, but only part of income shall accrue in India if it is reasonably attributable to operations in India. Now I'll explain this very well. Say, Trinity Institute of Music is set up in London. It's a very big level of institute, world recognized music institute set up in London. They don't have any branch and office in India. But you know what Trinity Institute of London is doing? I can register from Hyderabad, enroll myself in a piano or violin class with the Trinity Institute of London. They'll give a slot according to Indian time. They will train me. They will help me write the exam of Trinity Institute of London, and I'll get a certificate which is valid worldwide. Is it possible? I'm so much passionate about, teaching other courses also, like I do Vision Board and You Can Do It program. So say I'm taking online coaching from London in Hyderabad, and they are receiving fees. Now listen carefully. Is the London Institute coming to India? No. Are they having any branch or fee in India? No. But are they earning from Indian customer? Are the money is going out? No. I am enrolling from a course in London. I'm teaching you all live class right now through Zoom. Second example, is Zoom having office in India? No. Is Zoom having P in India? No. Did Zoom come to India? No. But Zoom is having, like me, 1 lakh customers in India who are using Zoom. So should Zoom pay tax in India on whatever they have earned in India? Answer is yes. You understand the logic is enough. Ma'am, कैसे पता चलेगा? IPA, Internet Protocol Address. When I am logging in now with my Internet Protocol address, it seems that Zoom is teaching and earning to India. So whatever monthly income I'm giving to Zoom, say I'm giving 1,700 rupees per month. Yeah. So that's why many students tell me you teach all free, you give notes free, you give books free, you give coaching free. Kya free? Zoom and the typing and the material and one more person. And I can't say what all are the costs. Making you calls is also all postpaid phone bill calls. Lot of expenditure is incurred. And somehow I'm going out of the way, but somehow even if I give free, you will not take the benefit which you can get. But if you have paid me the fees, no, अरे दीप्ति मैम के क्लास में बैठो 3,000 रुपए 6,000 रुपए for the regular batch students have given, then more than me they are, ma'am, tomorrow what time the class is there, this chapter wise exam. So actually when you want to have a good degree, invest in yourself with a good coaching. I'm not saying with me only, but you invest and you get results. And it's like, going out for coffees and dinners 2-3 times, that's what the 3,000 rupees will be spent. I'm not doing marketing, मैं आपको logic समझा रही हूँ. I hope you can make this understand to other students. टीचर नहीं समझा सकते, बच्चों को समझा सकते हैं कि सब चीज फ्री में मत मांगो. You will not get the worth of it. चलो, coming back to our example of Zoom. So is it clear to you? So next 3 are the examples. Say from India, Directly, I have ordered a health powder from America, not from their godown or depot in India, from America, but through Indian protocol address. So our whatever income is generated, अब इसको how they will take the internet address, how they will calculate. Same way, let me tell you one. Abhi who came to Hyderabad? Eden, no? You can type and send me the name. Eden Sharon, some foreign singer, Coldplay, Vidya Vox. So many foreign artists are coming to India and hosting shows, earning here and going. Who are these people? NRIs. But where the show happened in Hyderabad? Will they have to pay tax in India on whatever income they have earned in India? Answer is online or offline both. चलो जल्दी से पढ़ते हैं. Simple. Business which is carried on. Yeah, 1 second. Income attributable to operations carried out in it. Excuse me. I want all of you to write here taxable. 3 cases is going to be taxable. Income from advertisement targeting customers residing in India. So many times when we see in laptops or YouTube videos and all, some ads are coming. So if they have earned from ads from India, taxable. Income from sale of data collected from a person residing in India and using his IPA. IPA clear है ना? कहीं नहीं लिखा है तो आप लिख लो. Internet Protocol Address. Income from sale of goods and services using data collected from person residing in India. Taxable. We are selling any goods or giving any services. I want all of you to write here example Zoom or any online classes. Forget about Zoom. कोई भी आप online foreign से classes सीख रहे हो. Like business connection. Can we have professional connection? A London barrister from London comes to India and fights a case in Delhi High Court and gets his advocate fees $50,000. Very well, he'll have to pay the tax in India. And these all questions we have done. So that's all for the residential status class. Anything, scroll back the whole material. Start with basic and additional conditions. Then do the normal level questions. Then do the advanced level questions. Wo khatam. Now, taxable, non-taxable, that table. 6 cases, 5 cases, 4 cases. This is mind mapping. You will also say like this one day before exam, अपने आप आएगा. इतनी अच्छी पढ़ाई होती है. When you take chapter wise exam as a base for final exam, you'll go fearless for final exam. क्या ही आएगा, मैं क्या ही लिखूंगी, वो डर ही नहीं रहेगा, provided you write chapter wise exams. All chapter wise exams will start after first mark, which is systematic timetable. Those who have registered for DT IDT batch, you don't have to pay anything extra. Those who don't want and they just want SCVs, they can register, download the app and check the links. Yeah. So ये हो गया आपका पूरा. Now check the residential status of HUF, Indian company, always resident and all. Okay. And last one page, what I have taught you is business connection. If it is established in India, clear cut, pay the tax. IP address in India, only on that part pay the tax. I'm not asking Zoom, you have earned 60% customer in India. Zoom, you are a resident, pay tax on all income. No. Zoom, whatever part you have earned in India, on that part you have to pay tax in India. So today we have completed the class before time. The class timing is 11 to 1:30. I have kept it little extended. Generally, I complete by 1:15, 1:20, but business head and all, huge number of questions are there. Okay. All the classes before this are also there live in YouTube. You can check it, comment below the video if it is very clear, not clear. Any doubts you have, 9290065156. Don't call on that number. Put a message, me or my team members will call you and help you. That's all for today. Anyone is having any doubt? No? All clear? Right. Let us close with a prayer. Whatever, you want to fold your hands, you want to keep your hands like this, But this prayer has worked magical. With full trust, close your eyes and feel and say, I accept myself. I love myself. I take 100% responsibility for all my decisions, actions, behaviors, emotions. Whatever I'm learning, I'm able to learn it at super fast speed and reproduce in Excel. It's all abundance around me. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. You all should also say, because that energy flow is there. Not only hard work, not only smart work, a solid mindset is required to conquer the final exam, which will not come Monday before exam. Yeah, alert. Yeah, strong. Yeah, confident. No. साइकिल चलाई है ना, 4 बार गिरे, 4 बार चले, 10 स्टेप चले, 15 स्टेप, 4 दिन के बाद तो on the main road. So these are the baby steps which will take you achieve your goal, right? Thank you so much. See you all in the next class. As there's a gap of few days, the classes will resume from 1st March onwards. You will get all schedule and details. Till then, you can cover up these videos from the material. Order your book in advance so that when I start house property, I say, write just read. You know, this is a 5D makeup of your textbook. जो मेकअप करते हैं ना टेक्स्ट बुक को, उनको 85 अबव मिलते हैं डीटी में. आई कैन show you the textbook of my past batch students. 100% guarantee. I'm not going to give you full-fledged ऐसे clean neat material के ऐसे ही पढ़ा रहे. नहीं. You write so that is synced in your mind, synced in your mind. Okay? Right? Yeah. Tomorrow we are taking GST amendment class. DT amendment lecture with the material is already uploaded in YouTube. You can check it chapter wise or bit wise, or you can, I am saying please repeat it once. As a teacher, I'm saying the field, before I have explained it at a time, because there are so many things lined up, one shot revision videos, top 50 questions, we have to do many things, MCQs, सब करना है आपके साथ. So I can't keep taking amendments, but I'm making snippets of that and putting one minute. But amendments, the first time it will sing. Second time you have to fit it at that place, one from house property, one from business head, and apply it and solve. Okay? So give yourself time. It's not at all tough, but it requires daily meticulously working hard. Okay? And the daily goals and all, anyone not planning, studying wayward, I'm not saying set the goals. I'm saying feel your goals. Once your goal is achieved, what's going to be your feeling when you become a CA CMA? How you're going to feel, what you're going to do for yourself, for your parents, how you're going to live your life. When you feel that, then these struggles and troubles around you will not mind. Yeah, I'm prepared for all this. I can see that higher. Enough of those for all of you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, all of you. Bye.